Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hey, how would you feel about a 14-day waiting period for firearms? But not just 14 calendar days, 2 straight weeks. No, 14 business days before you can get that transfer. That's pretty bad, right? Well, that's just one of the things that the New Mexico legislature is looking to pass. They just started their new legislative session. Apparently it goes for about 30 days, and they are looking for a whole host of new gun control options, and it looks like several of them have a pretty good chance of passing. You guys are going to want to hear these. I mean, we didn't used to talk about New Mexico all that often, especially when it came to this type of content, but it seems like every other day now, either the governor or the legislature is looking to enact something new, and this takes it to a whole nother level, so stick around. Hey, real quick before we get started, I noticed that only about 40% of the people that watch these videos are actually subscribed. If you want to stay up to date on your Second Amendment rights, what's happening at the local, state, and federal level, hit that subscribe button. It's free, but it helps me out quite a bit, and it helps us spread our message. That little alarm bell will let you know when new videos come out, and the thumbs up is always appreciated. So with that being said, let's get to it.
The governor made it clear during her State of the State address that she wants state lawmakers to approve several new gun control laws.
Now, I'm sure you guys are all aware of the carry ban that was unilaterally put in place by the governor and then subsequently smacked down as unconstitutional by multiple judges, and eventually a majority of that carry ban was overturned. Well, that didn't stop her at all. As a matter of fact, it seems like it kind of spurred her on to do even more. So now, instead of just going on with these executive actions, she wants it passed into law through the New Mexico legislature. Now, what exactly is she looking for? Well, take a look at this news clip.
She has 8 big ideas. They're up on your screen right now. Now, we're expecting to see all of these proposals at some point during the legislative session. Many of these bills have already been pre-filed, but House Democrat leaders revealed that they're really only interested in the 3 that are highlighted in green right now.
Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that looks like a Democrat wish list of gun control. All of the major talking points and all the major items that you see being proposed in all of these other blue states are on this list. We have the so-called assault weapons ban that's on there. They want to expand red flag laws, and by doing that, what they want to do is expand the number and type of people who can actually file for one of those extreme risk protection orders. So instead of just having your average everyday citizen be able to file for one of those, they want law enforcement and other first responders and personnel to be able to file those as well. So they would basically go in front of a judge, they'd fill out an affidavit, they would, that would go in front of the judge, and the judge would decide whether or not they would strip you of your Second Amendment rights before you even know about it. So again, they want more people to be able to do that. You have things on there like banning certain locations where you wouldn't be able to carry. I mean, you have things on there like banning carry at certain locations. Again, public location, parks and playgrounds. You also have things like an age limit restriction. So there's a lot of states out there right now that are looking to ban people of a certain age from being able to practice their Second Amendment rights. So anybody that would be 18, 19, or 20, even though they're an adult, even though they can vote, they can buy a house, they can sign a contract, they can join the military or whatever, anybody within that age group would have their Second Amendment rights stripped away, even though they have them now, and they should be able to have them. And, we all know that doing that would be a violation of their constitutional rights. That's what they're trying to legislate right now, things like that. And again, the 14-day waiting period, which they say has a decent chance of actually passing, the 14-day waiting period is, well, it's already too long, right? A right delayed is a right denied. So even if it's delayed for 5 minutes, it's still a right denied for those 5 minutes. And so that, to me, would be an infringement. But stretching that out to 2 weeks and then saying, no, that's actually business days. So you have the potential to add a couple different weekends in there. And so you're looking at adding 4 days to the 14. I mean, you're looking at almost 20 days in just waiting periods alone. And they say that it's some type of cool off period, as if, they know what your intentions are. Now, you may have noticed, as one of the 8 new gun control bills that has been presented to the legislature, there was a Firearms Industry Accountability Act. Now, this is something that's very similar to what was passed and is now law in the state of California, where they want to hold the industry accountable. They want to be able to sue the industry into oblivion, into non-existence through basically no fault of the industry. It's the fault of the person who's behind it, but they don't want to hold the person accountable. And most of these cities, states, and even counties, they don't want to hold the person accountable. They want to be able to blame someone else. And that's kind of what this is here. They want to be able to blame the industry instead of the person who does the bad thing. And so again, the whole goal of this is to try and take as much profit and as much money away from the industry as possible and make them suffer and maybe make them not want to do business in the state or something like that. That's what's going on here. But we have a total of 8 new gun control bills, and in a very short legislative session, again, none of which I believe are supported by any of the Republicans in that state. This is a completely Democrat-controlled push for this stuff. But this is what we're seeing out of New Mexico. And it kind of all seemed to come out of nowhere. Again, we didn't talk very much about New Mexico in the past. And then all of a sudden, one day, the governor files that executive action. And then after that, it's pretty much been game on ever since. And the Constitution, the Second Amendment, be damned. They'll just do what they want. They're using it more as a speed bump than the roadblock that it actually should be. And the Supreme Court has said that the Second Amendment is not a second-class right, and it should be treated like all of our other rights. Imagine doing something like this to the First Amendment. It just wouldn't be tolerated. People would not accept it. I mean, if there was ever a time for you to get on the phone and call, or get on your computer and email your legislator, it is right now. It's not later after they have a chance to vote and everything goes down. It is right now before they have a chance to vote and actually push this stuff through. You have to voice your opposition. I mean, it is your right to do that. So you have to petition your government to get them to knock this stuff off. I mean, if these politicians feel that they won't get reelected next time, and maybe their time in the legislature will be cut short if they actually vote yes for this, there's a less likelihood that they'll actually do it. So again, unless they hear your opposition, unless they hear you voice the fact that you don't want this to pass, they'll probably just go along with it because, well, there's no opposition that they can see, so everything will be just fine. Again, this is the time to be active, make those phone calls, and write those letters. So again, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what they're trying to do in the New Mexico legislature right now, and it is not looking good. So again, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.